I am on Patreon, and Patreon is a platform where I will upload interesting videos where you can learn astrology. Connect with me on Patreon. Much more deep insights on Vedic astrology and lot more secrets will be shared there. Hello Seekers, welcome to Punneits Astrology's Hiranya's channel. You are watching Saturn transit in Aquarius video for all Ascendant. Now the thing is, why am I making this video after the transit? See, I want you to experience the transit a bit because this is a once in a lifetime transit. Once Saturn leaves the Aquarius zodiac sign on 30th of March, then for the next 27-28 years, you are not going to see Saturn back in Aquarius. So you need to get the feel and importance of this transit. You can watch this video as per your ascendant. You can also watch this video as per your moon sign, just that when you're watching this video as per your moon sign, this becomes a little more psychological, the effects become more emotional. Now Saturn is a planet that represents karma, and a Capricorn and Aquarius ruler becomes direct in Aquarius. Aquarius being its Mula Trikona zodiac sign shows patience, movement, positive movement, and it shows that now things which were stuck will now move in right direction. All you have to do is follow the path of discipline, follow the path of structure and positive growth. Let's discuss what this has for you for each ascendant, but before that, do not forget to subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so that you don't miss another update, and also follow me on Instagram for reels and other interesting stuff. And for consultations, you can drop me an email. Let's start ascendant-wise analysis. Aries ascendant. Now, in case of Aries as an ascendant, Saturn is now direct, and you are seeing and experiencing a direct Saturn in your 11th house, house of network circle, house of opportunities, house of financial growth, a house that is called as Labhasthan, that means house of gains. But what kind of gains are we referring to? We are referring to gains of karma, karmafal. We are referring to financial success after a lot of hard work. We are referring to your potential getting realized. We are referring to your talent being seen. Saturn here will help you gather courage and take that bold step, but a very practical one. Shanidev in its Mula Trikona sign is going to make you work, and this time it will make you work for towards the right path, giving you the right guidance, telling you the right way of life. This means that it is going to go against you. Sometimes you will see that in the network circle, some feedback that is happening, the feedback that you're getting might go against you. You might see people criticizing you, but you should value that. The one who is valuing the feedback, the one who is valuing the importance of other people connection, the one who is taking the help when necessary and not hesitating, the one who is not egoistic and not pressurizing, will find victory when Saturn is direct in Aquarius. Saturn is going to aspect your first house. So naturally, with the help of your network circle, you will develop into a better person. It will give you profits. It will give you personality boost, and it will make you famous. Saturn's 7th aspect on the 5th house shows that your connection with your children will improve, and you will also travel. You will also, if you're worried about financial tension, if you have finances not being met for the children education, or say for marriage or for any other purpose, Saturn's blessings will help you move into the right path, give you the right trajectory. Then Saturn's 10th aspect that falls on your 8th house is very crucial, because now Saturn is going to make you understand the nuances of life. It will make you more matured. It is going to make you feel better by controlling the ups and downs of life. Saturn is going to make you go for sustainability rather than accelerated growth. Remember, Mars is debilitated and Jupiter is retrograde in your 2nd house. Financially, this is going to be a good transit. It is going to give you new opportunities. However, the opportunities may not be too much, but it will give you quality opportunities. But you may have to take a step back. You may have to, surrender, and you may have to recalibrate your life and lifestyle and your approach in order to reach to that particular successful path. It will give you expansion of social circle, but with responsibility. So if you are into a social sector where you are helping people, if you are working for an NGO, if you are working for anything that is the welfare of the nature and the world, this is going to be right time for you. You will be successful. You will become a known figure. You will feel good as well as you will do good. Now, for mundane life, the people who are involved in the real estate sector, land, agriculture, who are into the fertilizer industry, somebody who is into metals transport, especially aviation sector, you will see that you will get success there. Students will crack examination. At least they will get motivated to perform well. And a proper Saturn transit in the 11th house shows that you are creating a foundation for a stable income, and that is what matters. Taurus. Now, in case of Taurus ascendant, if you observe that Saturn will be in the Mool Trikona Rashi in your 10th house. 10th Lord in 10th house for you is happening once every 27 years. When Saturn exits your 10th house, Saturn will come back 27 to 28 years later. That means it is a once in a lifetime opportunity for you to do something for your life. Saturn in the 10th house, in its office, is like it wants to motivate you for all the hard work. It wants to give you the entire ecosystem so that you can perform. It wants to push you to your limits. It wants to test your limits. It wants to test your perseverance. You will also see that you might face challenges with the authority, with the bosses, with the supervisors at this point. Saturn is going to create career stability, and it will make you crave for stable lifestyle, stable work-life balance, stable career, which you will eventually get, but you will have to work for it. Shani Dev here wants you to do certain compromises. Say you don't have a career, you might end up finding a very good promising career for yourself, but then there is a trade-off. It's Saturn we are talking. Saturn will always ask you for surrender. Saturn is karma phal. So karma is going to give you positive results. If you are working from a very long time, and if you are waiting for a promotion, if you are waiting for growth, appreciation, and if you have given enough hard work, you are going to get multiple times than what you have expected. But the promise is that you must have worked hard for it. Saturn in this house is also going to unlock the fear of losing something. So once you see the stability, and stability, let me tell you, is very boring. It's monotonous. There's nothing exciting. And suddenly you might have this feeling to, turn yourself into somebody else. You would become desperate your hands will be itching to do something that is more exciting. But Saturn wants to teach you the importance of rhythm. When you are in a rhythmic approach, you are following the Sur. And if you are following the path of Sur, that means rhythm, you are in perfect sync with the cosmos. Otherwise, the Mars, which is in the 3rd house, will create a lot of chaos, because Saturn is going to see a retrograde Mars and then oscillating Mars throughout its journey, because Mars is retrograding in the Cancer zodiac sign. Then Mars will move to your 2nd house, and then Mars will move back to your 3rd house. So this oscillating energy of Mars is impacting Saturn. Why? Because from 3rd house, Mars is aspecting the Shani with its 8th aspect from the sign of Cancer. So you should show a lot of patience. Now, your responsibilities are going to increase. You can overcome difficulties. It will make you give enough room and platform to prove yourself, especially in the field of career, profession. Shanidev, for certain people who have been egoistic and who display a lot of power and who is not listening to Jupiter in the Lagna from a very long time, may act as a damager to the reputation, so be very careful. If you are humble, if you are going polite, it is a very good period and transit for you. Otherwise, this can show you the truth and reality, and that can be very hard to accept to many. So you need to be very, very careful. Otherwise, if you're following the path of hard work, if you're believing in karma and karma phal, and if you're moving in the right direction, Saturn aspecting the 12th, 4th and 7th house will give you significant reduction of losses. Maybe your hard work will pay off and you will buy a home or a good asset that makes you happy. And Saturn here can also stabilize the work-life balance. All you have to do is be disciplined. Gemini. In case of Gemini, Saturn is going to be in your 9th house, and this is going to teach you the importance of dharma, following rules and regulation, following the principles of life, and it will make you focus on higher education, higher learnings, and especially respecting and serving the mentor, the master, the guru. So this is the time when you actually have to follow a very disciplined lifestyle. You must follow a structured approach, because if you are random because of any reason, the 9th house Saturn will start impacting your gains. It will reduce your productivity, and it will create delays and obstacles, because this is where Saturn is non-compromising. Imagine a karma adhipati in the dharma house, that means the one who rules the karma, sits in the house of dharma, then it becomes his dharma to make you follow the path of karma, and it is his karma to make you adhere to the path of dharma. When these two joins and you have Jupiter in the 12th house, it will force you to sacrifice, unlearn, relearn. It will make you an empty cup. It will grill you. It will create new set of desires, and it will create new expectations for you. It will create strong emphasis on spiritual and philosophical pursuits. Now, 9th house is a house that is very Jupiter dominated house, because in the Kal Purush it is Sagittarius. This means that you will receive advices from your life partner, the feedback around you. So if you're aware with the circumstance, if you are respectful towards your life partner, you will realize that it will save you from a lot of mistakes. It will save you from a certain disaster. But if you are egoistic, then there is no reason why Saturn will not create problems in your life. Saturn aspects your 3rd house. It will also regulate your speech, your approach, your lifestyle. It will make you more restrictive in nature, more introvert, but it is also going to make you more reserved. It is going to create a feeling where you should focus more on optimistic lifestyle. Suddenly you might realize that what you're doing is not right, and it is high time to change the lifestyle. It is high time to focus on the positive side of life. Maybe it is your dharma to fulfill your certain duty and responsibility. Previously you were rejecting it, now you are accepting it. So all this might happen when Gemini will experience Saturn in the 9th house. Now on the other hand, this is going to create relationship with your mentors. But first you will have to serve. You will have to show patience. You will have to be a true Shishya who is waiting for the Guru to decide, and not that you are being impatient. It's a very different kind of relationship that requires a lot of hard work and consistency. Saturn in the 9th house will give you consistency. It is also a very good transit if you want to lose weight, if you want to slim down, if you want to work hard, if you want to work on your lower back. Otherwise, you might, as a symptom of bad Saturn, you might experience lower back pain, you might experience more fatigue, you might experience brain fog, you might experience that mentors and senior authorities who were favoring you are not favoring you, and suddenly you might see a twist that things are not right the way it should be. Then it is a reminder that Saturn is going against you, and you need to pull up your socks and you have to walk in the right path. People who are working overseas will see progress. Long distance travel and hospitality industry will see stable growth. When we are talking about Saturn in its Mula Trikona Rashi, we are not talking about hush growth. We are talking about systematic development over a period of time. The foundation is laid now. The results may come few months or years later, but it has to start today. So Gemini, it is your duty to follow the path of Dharma. Cancer Ascendant. Now for Cancer Ascendant, Saturn is now finally direct and a positive Saturn in the 8th house. Now 8th house is always a house which produces lots of uncertainties, ups and downs, sudden termination of a work that you are doing, sudden start of the work that you never expected it will ever start, sudden decisions that you take that you are forced, and sometimes you decide because you wake up and a thought came in your mind. It is very intuitive house. It's a house that deals with occult. It's a house that deals with changes, joint ventures, insurance, investments, and also your family of the in-laws, the income, the bank balance of your spouse, and also the investment, joint ventures. A lot of things is seen from the 8th house, something where you don't have control. So 8th house is something where you lose your control. The other party is in control. It's something that is not yours, but it is the value system that is right in front of you. And Saturn there will make you understand what is like being in somebody's shoes. Saturn will make you understand how it feels when you get the same treatment. When you do something to others, you get the same treatment, how you feel. So do not underestimate the 8th house Saturn. It is positive. What it is going to do is it is going to give you investment advices. It is going to bring in financial stability. The money will come now. You will also have good relation with your in-laws. You will have good relation with your spouse. So marriage will become more stable now. But you need to be very careful when you are taking a decision of any such matter, because this stable Saturn has a third aspect on your 10th house. So a change of career, a joint venture between you and your in-laws might also happen. You might take over the business of the in-laws in a positive way, but in all these cases the power is reduced. Do not forget that there is a retrograde Mars on your ascendant. Do not forget that this Mars is going to fall back to your 12th house and then come back to the 1st house. So it means the energies are such that transformation cannot happen without giving up, without quitting something and restarting something. So this Saturn is going to create that huge torque in your life that will change the shape of things, that will change the performance of your life. But the initial couple of months, like 2024 and early 2025, is going to be more like you will see grilling, you will see resistance, friction. But also, if you have the long-term vision, you will see this is turning out to be something good. It will sharpen your life, but first it will make you understand that your life is blunt, monotonous, and maybe your decisions are faulty. So if you accept it, if you become humble, you are going to see the progress that you have never seen before. Because Saturn has an aspect on the 10th, 2nd and 5th house. With the aspect on the 10th house, it brings deeper transformation in career. It might also initiate a career in occult or spirituality. It gives you the importance of savings because it is aspecting the 2nd house, and if you are somebody who spends a lot, it will make you understand what is real investment. And sometimes the real investment is not monetary, it is more emotional. It is going to teach you that, and it is going to direct your attention that this person or this thing is very important, more important than anything else. It is also going to make you understand the value of time. Saturn's aspect on the 5th house also shows that your intuition will improve, your gut feeling is going to work on this, and you will be able to figure out the negatives, and your psychic ability will protect you a lot. So if you do a mantra jap, if you do any sadhana, karma related to 8th house, if you invest and reduce your expenses, if you are okay to play around with your career, a stable experiment, and if you are connected to your children, to your values, and if you are silent in your expression and not very vocal about everything, and you are a bit reserved, this Saturn transit will be perfect for you. Otherwise, this is going to be an unnecessary war, unnecessary struggle. And by the time Saturn reaches your 9th house, you will see Rahu entering your 8th house. False belief, false investment. This is real investment. In the future, when Rahu comes in the 8th house, it is false investment. That means investment that you can't use for yourself. So you need to value this, and you need to start praying to Shanidev, or you can simply say Om Namah Shivaya, but do it like a proper sadhana. Any work that you do with focus and discipline will fetch you positive results. Leo Ascendant. Now in case of Leo Ascendant, Saturn will be in your 7th house. Now Saturn's direct motion is not only going to impact the 7th house, but it is also going to heavily impact you, your 1st house, because Saturn directly aspects the Leo Ascendant from the 7th house, which means that there will be a little testing phase for relationship. This can give you challenging situation, but also give you solution, so that once you discover the solution, once you are moving in the right direction, while you are following the discipline and you are also following the feedback of people around you, if you are situationally more aware, it gives you a window to success. It gives you more positive public image. It generates support. Say if you are into digital media, if you're into social media, this can generate a lot of success in that field. Your subscribers, your followers can increase. You will get positive feedback from people, mentors, and in business partnership, this can stabilize any ups and downs of life. If you want to start a new business, if you are a young entrepreneur, then this becomes a very important time for you to think about your career. Your horoscope, if it has a positive Saturn, and if you are in the good Mahadasha Antardasha, this might be a great time to take the leap of faith and push forward the path of the button to success. And this brings focus to more sustainable growth in career, in business. It makes your relationship very practical. Just you need to ensure that you should not become cold, because Saturn is kind of difficult when it comes to the personal relationship. Although Saturn wants to focus more on the karma, there has to be some decorative aspect. And Venus movement from the 6th to the 7th is going to bring that element of peace, element of happiness. It's like the farmer is plowing the field, and when the first sprout is seen, when the crops grow into a plant, the happiness that is felt from inside, that is the karma phal. That is what you should feel in relationship also, that you are here to give, you are here to work, you are here to serve, and then you will get things in return. I'm not talking about negative or toxic relationship, I'm talking about positive relationship. If you are in a toxic relationship, Saturn is going to tell you the reality. Saturn is going to tell you your tolerance and acceptance level, and then you can act or react accordingly. Now Saturn is now direct in Shatabhisha, and then it will move to Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra, which means that if be it business or relationship, be ready for certain sacrifices, be ready for major changes depending upon how the world perceive you. So there has to be a little bit of adjustment or maneuvering that has to be done. So keep the room of flexibility, yet keep a stand for yourself, your ideals and your values. You will have to deal very carefully when you're dealing with conflicts. Don't forget, Saturn is also your 6th lord. Now Saturn has a 3rd aspect on the 9th house, means it will test your ethics and values. I'd say, for example, you might get an opportunity where you have to compromise on your ethics and values, and this is your test. If you compromise, you may get a momentary gain, but in the long run, remember, Saturn is headed to the 8th house. It will create huge problems and maybe huge financial losses. So don't compromise on ethics. Saturn aspects your 1st and 4th house, which means Saturn wants you to focus more on hard work, maintenance and sustainability of passion, the ability to never say die, never give up attitude, and then you will see the path of success. For Leo, Saturn in the 7th house behaves as if you have an exalted Saturn. But Saturn being Saturn, you need to be practical, grounded, You need to follow the slower trajectory and taking one step at a time, being disciplined, being humble. If you are not one of these, in fact, if you are not all of these, then you might experience stubbornness, delays, medical issues, frustration, the partner or the world trying to stop you, and you will feel choked. So here you may have to be more adaptive. Virgo. For Virgo ascendant, Saturn is in the 6th house. 6th house being the house of daily routine, your health, debts, obstacles. And when Saturn goes there, it wants you to hard work, it wants you to grind yourself. And this is for one final time before Saturn comes into the 7th house. A 6th house positive Saturn can give you excellent results, especially towards the end. It will give you good people who can work with you. It will give you good team that will support you. It will give you good job that will give you job satisfaction and a better salary. And all your hard work will pay off. It will defeat competitors and it will overcome obstacles. This is the power of 6th house Saturn. 6th house Saturn also destroys all the ups and downs because it has 3rd aspect on the 8th house. It has 7th aspect on the 12th house. It reduces the unnecessary cost and it brings your focus on value addition rather than believing in the numbers. This will bring your focus towards maintenance of existing things. You will value your resources. You will value the things that are with you. You will also go for long-term planning. You will ensure that you are legally correct. You will also see that you are maintaining good health. You are doing something about it. You are no more lethargic, but now you are going to act on it. But question is, what is making you act on all these things? Is it because you are unwell? Is it because you are facing some problem? Or is it because you are yourself motivated, you have that consciousness to be proactive and follow the path of good guidance and good routine? Because if it is making you do that, that means for the past 2 years you were in a very constant state of ups and downs and struggle, and now you realize that enough is enough, you may have to do something about it. It will bring structure, it will bring routine, it will reduce enemies because you are more careful with your approach. It is going to make professional environment a little demanding because of Saturn being responsible planet. It brings a lot of responsibility, so it kind of makes you involved into many areas. You will see the roles and responsibilities will increase, so it will demand regularity, rhythm, your ability to keep moving, your ability to perceive things in a positive light, and your ability to absorb the pressure. If you are elderly, you need to be careful about your health. It will help you improve, but then still you need to be not so adventurous at this point of time. Saturn will aspect your 3rd house, means it is going to make you more silent. It will reduce the loudness of expression, and it will make you more subtle, and it will make you more sophisticated. That means you are being more matured, you are showing more matured response. This will lead you to the path of success. And Saturn is also going to warn you with a little bit of unhealthy times, because without warning sign, you may not take the step towards healthy life, healthy lifestyle, and follow the healthy habits. So Saturn might remind you, and you just have to follow the path of Shani there. See, Saturn is your 5th lord. 5th lord in 6th house also means that you will be more productive. You will see that you will become happy because the way your children, the way your project is performing, you will be happy because the connection or the dispute with your child is resolving. You will be happy because you have changed yourself to be a better person. If you are searching for a job, if you have any business related problem, if you have productivity related problem, Saturn's guidance and methodologies that you will adapt during this time will take the tension and stress away. But you will have to be proactive. lethargy, laziness, tamas have to be avoided at any cost. Libra. Now see, for Libra, the position of Saturn is very different. Saturn is your Yoga Karaka, 4th Lord and 5th Lord. Saturn, when it is in the 5th house, a 5th Lord in 5th house and now in a positive position is going to be very special for you. This is going to work on your dreams and desires, your creative expression, and also your speculative gains. Couples who are struggling for childbirth will see positive time when Saturn, which is now in a positive way. Why I'm making this video a little late is I wanted you to experience this positive Saturn for some time, and then you will understand what I'm trying to say. Saturn here wants you to work on your fitness. Saturn wants you to work on productivity. Saturn wants you to focus on one thing at a time and not be everywhere all at the same time. Don't try to be omnipresent. Try to be present at one place at one time. Saturn otherwise might create delays in the matters of love. And in certain cases, if you're pursuing the love, if you're pursuing a relationship and you are honest about it and you are grounded, practical and inclusive about it, and you're not trying to be rebellious or something, Saturn in the 5th house will give you fruitful results and can make you find your soulmate. It can make you meet your soulmate or marry them. Overall, in any creative project, Saturn wants you to be more practical. See the practical inside. You may be enthusiastic about so many things, but Saturn wants you to see the reality. So if you want to be realistic, especially in the space of marketing and advertisement, in the field of media, then Saturn's dark and pessimistic approach may make you be more aware about the shortcomings and negative outcomes. And the drawback of this transit is that you may be a little bit pessimistic. You may feel negative first and then positive. So you constantly have to remind that there has to be certain balance that have to be maintained, because 5th house is about learning. Saturn means learning on the job, learning on the go. So strong lessons in balancing personal desire with responsibilities are going to come. On the other hand, Saturn in the 5th house will also give you positive results for Capricorn, which is the 4th house. Increase of assets. You may buy land, property, real estate. After a long struggle, you may finally have your home. So this is the time that will give you some happiness and relief because you are getting the Karma Phal. Aquarius is, after all, Kalpurusha's 11th house. This is going to be a positive transit for you. This is going to be a transit where you will learn so much about so many people. Saturn has a direct aspect on the 11th house. The more positive and practical learning that you apply in your life, the more you work with your experience, the better your life will be. Saturn's aspect on the 2nd house also shows that you will apply your experience, knowledge and learning to earn money and solve problems in family. Your silence, your maturity, your firm stand towards dharma will help you shine bright and help you become a dependable person. This is a transit where people will depend on you. It's a transit where you will have to be a strong pillar of support to your family, to your spouse, and in case of business or entrepreneurship, this is going to be an excellent time. And somebody who is too adventurous, I will say, slow down a bit. Scorpio. Now Scorpio will see Saturn being more stable in the 4th house. 4th house is the house of home. 4th house is the house of asset, properties, your happiness, Sukh Bhav. And Shani in this house is going to make you feel about long-term positive thought process, long-term Sukh. That means you want to have sustainable happiness. You really don't want anything that is temporary or short-lived anymore. You start valuing things that stays, however ugly it may be. So you no longer is somebody who is looking for superficial beauty, but you're looking for true inner beauty that is permanent. So temporary things no longer will appeal you. Permanent solution is something that you're looking for. Anything that is connected to property, home, you will see long-term stability. This is a time when you might think about going for a little extra and buying a stable home that you will, where you can stay. You no longer want to jump around. You want to be in one place. Maybe you need an office. You did not have an office, but now you are really thinking that you should have one place of your own where you can be more connected to your work and little detached from your house. So there will be a little detachment. I will say a detachment which gives you a little bit of fulfillment also. That means when everything is fine, everything is in order, everything in its place, you will see that, yeah, it might be a time to focus on the next venture. That is the power of Saturn in the 4th house. It gives you a good solid platform on which you can stand and then target a new path for yourself. You can create a new course for yourself. This is to solidify your foundations, both on the family matter as well as in the career. After all, Saturn from the 4th house is aspecting your 10th house. Now, when you're dealing with the matters related to 4th house, you are also dealing with matters related to domestic work. You are also focusing on the matter related to work from home. So when you wake up, prepare your bed, do a little bit of house chores, and also if you're working from home, create a small space for yourself and don't try to roam around and work. Create an energy corner for yourself, and you can name them like positive energy corner. And that is the place where you are. First, take a breath, do a little bit of pranayam before opening your laptop and starting your work or business or trading or whatever you want to do. Try to avoid using a lot of black colors in your home and try to use more positive floral colors. Saturn in the 4th house means it can also make you a little bit lethargic, a little bit laid back. The thing is that it is okay to relax a bit, it is okay to push yourself back, and it's okay for rejuvenation, recovery. It's okay to be steady. But if you fail to deliver, if you start missing your deadline because you are lethargic, then it will create loss of business. Why? Because Saturn aspects your 6th house. If it wants to create problems, it can just trigger the 6th house. It will see sudden enemies who will go against you. People around your house will go against you, and they will act as a barrier, a potential that you will have to breach in order to go to the other way, go to the opposite side, and again go to the victory, go to the path of the victory, which means that Saturn is going to create everything positive, but also a barrier potential, something which you have to overcome. This also will make you see your fears, face your fears. Some will fail, many will pass, and if you are failing, if you are feeling that you are anxious, maybe you need to connect to an astrologer and counselor, because this is the time when you can actually overcome. You may fail once, you may fail twice, but maybe third time you will be lucky, you will win. So consistency is very much important. If you are looking for career, if you are working in night shift, if you are looking for a career in an MNC, if you want to relocate, if you want to build commercial assets, or if you want to go for real estate business, brokering or construction, if you want to focus on house manufacturing, like tiles and preparing in the raw materials for the house, piping, if you are looking for anything that is earthwork, heavy machinery work, this can be a very good time for you. Your ascendant lord is negative. It's debilitated and about to go retrograde in your 9th house, which means any shortcut will take your good night's sleep. Take the longer route, take the difficult route, and you will be in peace. Sagittarius. In case of Sagittarius, if you see, Saturn will be in your 3rd house. 3rd house is about communication. 3rd house is about courage. 3rd house is about travel. So Saturn being positive in the 3rd house and in the air zodiac sign, and Saturn itself being a Vata planet, air dominant planet, will allow you to go for a lot of short travels and trips, which is going to work out in your favor. Saturn is going to increase responsibilities on your plate, and it is going to make you connect with people that are at one arm distance. It will create a big team, and sometimes you may feel that there are too many people around you, but you may have to handle all it by yourself, and this is necessary at this point of time. If you are disciplined in your communication, if you choose silence, if you are choosing well articulated and scripted words and sentences, you will see that the Saturn being in the third house will create new avenues for you, and it will make you work hard for that. But this time the efforts are more well directed. You're also thinking about all the negative aspects of it. So you're also going to prevent yourself from falling into any pit hole, because Jupiter is retrograde in the sixth house. Because Jupiter is retrograding in the sixth house, it means that you are going to have a vision what can fail and how it can fail. And it's like, if you can see that things are failing by doing this, you are certainly going to become successful, because you won't do that or repeat that mistake. Saturn in the third house also is going to make you very strong personality, strong-willed. It will make you work really hard. So be ready for like round-the-clock work. And if you are someone who is lethargic or lazy, then this Saturn may not act positively for you. It will make you work till late in the night. It will make you work, and it will force you to accept that work until and unless you are ready for giving up the comfort zone and moving into the right direction. It's more like plowing the field repeatedly without seeing any result, and then one fine day after a few weeks you see a sapling and you are like, yes, now the fruits of the karma is starting, it's popping out, and you will feel better. But eventually, with time, you will also work on being disciplined in your strategic actions. You will also travel a lot, especially work related travel. People who are in the field of journalism, writing, people who use a lot of their hand, if you are a handicraft person, or if you have any business connected to this, if you need manpower or labor, if you need a lot of people to be associated with you, this can be the time. Saturn in the third house will aspect your fifth house, 12th house, and ninth house. By Saturn aspecting the fifth house, it shows that you need to cut down your food. You need to eat a little less so that you feel more positive. Reduce the tamasic energy by following the path of dharma. Visit Hanuman temple or a Shiva temple every single day if possible. Saturn also shows that your actions has to conform with the path of dharma. No shortcut is possible during this time. You need to see a 5-year trajectory, sustainable growth plan, and also you need to reduce the cost, the operating expense if you are in a business, and you also need to reduce the gaps, and for that you may have to work a little extra, but that will happen and it will give you the positive result. Overall, a third house Saturn means you are there for your neighbors, they are for you, you are for the people, people are for you. But still, don't trust. Open your mind and always see through the obvious so that you can understand what is behind the scene. Overall, for Sagittarius, this is going to be a very good time, a time where you are etching or writing, etching the wall or writing a script for yourself. What you write with this pen is your choice. Capricorn. For Capricorn, your ascendant is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is very, very crucial for you. It's your Swami, it's your ascendant lord, it's your everything. And it's also the one controlling the second house, your family, your money, your resources, your ethics, your values, your culture. When such Saturn becomes direct in the second house, all these areas starts evolving and developing into something even better than what it is right now. It will give you stable money and stable income. If the money was outgoing, if it was flowing out unnecessarily, it is going to cut short now. You want to sell off any abandoned property or some property that is in dispute, you want a resolution, Saturn might give you at this point. You want to manage your finances, you You will be given opportunity. Yes, the growth may be slow. The return of investment may be less. If you are in India, you will understand it's more like investing in a fixed deposit rather than investing in market. There is safety in a fixed deposit. There is risk in the market. So you need to be a risk. You need to follow the path of low risk and avoid any unexpected, unnecessary path that can put you into a financial danger. Saturn is nothing surplus, but Saturn means enough for everybody. So when Saturn goes in the second house, you will believe that a minimalistic lifestyle is better for you. You will believe that responsibilities should be fulfilled before everything else. So family responsibilities, which is rising at this point, this means that you will focus on that area more and you will focus less on your personal gains. One area is speech. You will have to be very disciplined. You must reevaluate what you're speaking. If you are abusing a lot, then Saturn can become bad and turn bad immediately. Shani Dev has an aspect on your 8th house, means you need to focus on financial planning. You need to focus on the requirement of your family members and then plan your expenses and finances accordingly. This may force you to sell off certain assets that you have, which is unnecessary. So start discarding things that you don't need anymore. Follow the minimalistic lifestyle. Saturn also has an aspect on the 11th house. This means that you will gain a lot during this time. You will focus on achieving more, but achieving enough. Not that you are becoming greedy, but you are trying to fulfill the basic necessities. It's more like following the path of essentials rather than following the path of luxury. Although Venus, which is in the 1st house, is going to help you feel more better, feel connected with yourself. It would want you to invest in yourself, in your grooming, in your education. Do that. Because there are sacrifices that you will be making for the family. So something you will have to do for yourself so that you are happy and you're bringing a smile on your face. And trust me, a 2nd house, stable Shani Dev is going to make you understand your core family values and ethics are very important. Following the path of dharma is very important. And when you do that, the success follows you. Aquarius. In case of Aquarius ascendant, this is more about yourself, your health, your personal life. Saturn, your ascendant lord, is finally, for the next 4 to 5 months, is stable in your lagna. It is again going to happen after 27 years. So for you, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. So Saturn is going to make your life very stable. You will feel that you are more connected in your life. You will feel that you need to be more grounded and stable. You need to focus on something that is more continuous. So try to find hobbies, try to find interest that appeals to you. This is the time to bring in intense self-discipline. Discipline on food habits, discipline on sleep, discipline on lifestyle, personal growth and responsibilities. Health concerns will resurface only if you're not listening to the body. Doing yoga and pranayam is one of the ways by which you will be able to manage your life. You need to require consistent care. You need to focus on your vitamins, macro and micronutrients. You need to focus on your hairstyle, health of your scalp if you're facing any hair loss. See, Saturn being positive on the 1st house will increase maturity, gravity and seriousness, and you will be hailed as someone who is a solution provider. This is going to give you a more reserved outlook, but a more positive one. You will be able to carry huge burden and responsibilities with ease, especially if you are concerned about your brother's life, siblings' life. You will be able to resolve much of their problems just by your maturity and understanding of life. Now Saturn also have a direct aspect on the 7th house. Therefore, this Shani Dev is focusing on marriage, your business partnership, your maturity, the way you will handle your approach will create a new shape, new relationship in business and marriage. But one thing you have to make sure, Shani Dev has a natural tendency of slowing things down. So you might also feel that you are little lethargic, procrastinating. Your sharpness has reduced a little. You should accept that and you should focus on working consistently rather than quitting or panicking. Saturn has 10th aspect on the 10th house, showing that it will give you better career. Your interviews will be more promising. Your approach will be more solid and you will create a good career for yourself. If you want to start a new business or partnership, if you want to work on your physical fitness, if you want to deal with certain difficult matters of life, Saturn in Aquarius will help you, and Jupiter, that is in your 4th house, will expand your positive aura and vibration. Yoga, pranayam, meditation, eating less, following holistic lifestyle, and meditating at least for 10 to 15 minutes, doing Kriya Yoga are some of the ways by which you will be able to make your life more sound, more happy, and more peaceful. Pisces. Now in case of Pisces, you will observe that Saturn is in the 12th house. 12th house is the house of isolation. It is the house of peace and penance. It is the house that is connected to long distance travel, places that are far off, and it is also a house of expenses, losses, and spiritual growth. When Saturn goes in the 12th house, it wants you to cut down on your losses. It wants you to focus on your expenses and reduce the operating cost. This wants you to level everything in your life. This wants you to work on your peace and spirituality. So if you are a spiritual seeker, if you are into Kriya Yoga, if you are into meditation, hypnotism, if you are into energy healing, then this can be a very, very good and positive time for you. Saturn being the karmic planet and also your 11th lord, when it goes in the 12th house, it shows that you will do well in multinational companies, you will do well and earn from foreign countries. If you are doing export and import business, if you are into the field of medicine, if you manufacture medical instruments or anything related to medical hospitals, you will show great progress, a stable growth during this time, but you will always prefer to be in isolation, solitude, and it can also make you an introvert person. There is a strong urge for spiritual growth. You would want to feel the peace of mind for which you can go to mountains. You can spend some quality time with yourself during the Shani, being positive, because the next movement is Saturn on the ascendant. So what is happening now is the Shani is preparing you for the pressure that is going to come in front. So it's more like a resting phase before the activity begins. You will withdraw for self-reflection, but the question is why you are withdrawing. Is it because of depression? Is it because that you are constantly in stress, or it is just because you are now trying to take control of your life in a positive way? Saturn may increase suddenly the expenses also, because Saturn has an aspect on the 2nd house. It's the 3rd aspect. So unless you are the giver, you will never get. So you will have to focus on spending, you will have to focus on balancing your funds and manage your expenses. Saturn then aspects the 6th house of services, of job, of day-to-day activity, and you will see that in your life during the next 6 months, or if you have Saturn in the 12th house by birth, expenses will always be on the higher side. No matter how much you try to control it, you can see that the loans, the debts can increase. So be careful about the credit card payments and be very careful about the home loan or any kind of loan that you're taking. Don't go overboard. Do things that are more manageable. Saturn also aspects your 9th house, which means you need to focus more on the path of dharma. And this means it's a great time to quit alcohol, smoking, or anything that is of negative energy, tamas. If you want to let it go, this is going to be the time. It's a very healing transit.